the channel. I'm Mr. Giggles, and this month it's Spooky Month. So sit back, relax, and get spooked.
Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Underdog Reacts, and I watched Clown in a Cornfield with the tagline, "Are you a friend of Frendo?" Well, Frendo is not that friendly, so no, I'm not a friend of Frendo. What was her name? Can't think of it on the spot. I'm a friend of Fatso. You know, Fatso the clown from that 70s show. I'm a friend of Fatso, not Frendo. Yeah, let's just start with this. Before we start, actually, sorry that I didn't drop a second movie or a Black Adder yesterday. You know, I've watched them, but I just haven't filmed them yet. So you get one today, another one tomorrow. So I think you get Black Adder tomorrow, and then today you get the second movie later. But let's just start with this movie, shall we? We're going through a cornfield. It's in the name of the title, so no surprise. And you know, we're going through it, and the camera goes up, and we see there a barn. Alright. At the barn, there's a party, and it's 1991. And at the party, you know, the camera goes to the right, you know, we see all people, you know, having fun. And at the end, we see, you know, from a bit of the waist, you know, and a pair of hands, you know, a pair of arms, a pair of hands. Usually the arms have hands, you know. Usually. But anyway, so your arms, hands, and the person has a box. It's turning into a box. So it's like a Pop Goes the Weasel box. So that thing, you know, that something jumps out, you know. So she's turning the box, and poof. Now, then she also a bit higher. You know, she keeps turning, poof, and then the clown pops out. You know, she turns around, you know, waves it at the guy, and the guy waves a joint back. Haven't I seen this movie already? I don't think so. But yeah, some things look like I thought I maybe saw already, but anyway, she stands up, and you know, she takes off her jacket, and then goes to the cornfield, and then he gets up and he follows. She gets in the cornfield, and he asks, "Wait, I thought we were gonna get high." Then she takes off her top, and then he says, "Well, yeah, that can wait later. You know, getting high can wait." So, you know, she goes into the cornfield, and then we see him follow. But we can't leave it at that, because if you want to know what's going to happen next, watch the movie yourself. You know, the father did at the beginning of the movie, he did something, in my opinion, weird. You know, he was having, you know, he was at the diner with his daughter, and the sheriff came in. You know, he ordered something, and then you know, the sheriff introduced himself to the father, and then the father asked, "Oh, why don't you sit with us? Why? You're having, you know, dinner with your daughter, your father-daughter dinner, you know, at the diner." or breakfast or lunch, whatever. Why do you invite the sheriff to your table? A bit weird. Quinn, the daughter, is a bit upset because she actually didn't want to move to the middle of nowhere. But first start. No. But I don't know if she made a joke, because she said that her father was in witness protection. But if that wasn't a joke, then he isn't there because he just wants to be there. He is there because he has to be there. Otherwise, he may be found and maybe dead. Well, that could have happened also later in the movie, but that's something else. There was a scene also in this movie where Quinn and Janet escaped from killer clowns that came out of the cornfield. And it was not one clown in a cornfield, it was multiple clowns in a cornfield. So they run and they went inside the house after the third one died and the fourth one was arrested for some reason, on trumped up charges. But so Janet and Quinn went in the house and they went upstairs because they heard the phone. So they picked up, hello, no answer, and then dial 911. And these were, where are the buttons? It was a rotary phone. I'm 27 and a half, I'm almost 28, in half a year. Even I know how to use a rotary phone. It's not that hard. Come on, really? I never used one, and even I know. I even know how to use a phone without dials, because it has an operator on the other side. So you just have to ask the operator, can you connect me with such and such? So, it's not that hard. It's not that hard. They when they went inside that house, they saw a clown sitting in a chair in the living room. And when they got down, the clown wasn't there anymore. And so they were in the kitchen or something, and the clown came and he, with a pitchfork, he stabbed Janet, in her stomach and put her up. And Quinn, she took her face and smashed it against his head, so he fell down. And then Janet was laying on the ground with the pitchfork, and the clown got back up. So what did Quinn do? Set the foot on Janet, take out the pitchfork, and stab the clown. Now the clown is laying next to Janet with the pitchfork in him, and Janet is obviously dying because she's bleeding out, and she says, "I hate you," and then the clown says, "Me too." That was that was pretty funny. That was probably the most funny scene that they have in the movie. There's also a tip for you drivers, especially you Americans. If you're gonna learn how to drive, just learn how to drive with stick, Because if shit goes down and you get in the car for somebody else and it's not automatic, you don't know how to drive it. It's probably if you learn just to drive with stick, you can always take an automatic, but then you have the knowledge of driving with a stick. So, but maybe just me because I'm European, but I'm a Dutchie from, obviously from the Netherlands, but just learn how to drive with stick, because you can always choose to go with an automatic, But then you just have the knowledge how to drive with stick if shit goes down. Like in this movie, Quinn didn't know how to learn with stick and shit got down. She went into a car. She had the keys for the car. She started the car, but the car had stick. So she didn't know how to drive and clowns got her. So if she knew how to drive a stick, which her father actually wanted to teach her, she was out of the situation because she didn't have the knowledge. So just learned how to drive a stick. It's just, just maybe backhanded knowledge that you then have. You don't have to use it, but you just know how to use it. For situations that you maybe not gonna go in, but it's just small, just useful to know. And one question: what actually happened to Cole's dad? Because he drove away and we didn't get any more of him. So what happened to him? Was he the one that got run over as the last clown? But I thought that one was another one because we saw still another guy. So if that was not him, no, it was not him because that guy had a mask and he wore paint. So what happened to Cole's dad? That said, it was hard, I didn't know if to put a movie in 4 out of 5 or high 4 low 5. So I couldn't decide. So we're going in between, which I actually usually don't want to do. 4.25. It was a pretty good movie. I enjoyed it. And it was obviously not that scary. It was an enjoyable movie. And an unexpected love scene too. That said, I'm gonna leave it at that. Leave likes, recommend a good clown movie down below in the comment section or a corn related movie. We're gonna watch Children of the Corn maybe next month, I think, or I definitely planned it in already, I think. So don't worry about that. Subscribe to the channel, subscribe to my second channel, Underdog Eats, where we do foods and drinks every week, and also from time to time hot sauce and alcohol. And I have a third channel, Underdog Reacts, where we do primarily music. So check that out, link down below in the description, and see you guys next time. Bye.